All right, what is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another Mock Draft Monday here on the Patriots Drive podcast. There's been a lot of rumors around teams wanting to move up, some possible trades, and maybe the Patriots looking to trade back. So today we got a little bit of a trade down scenario, acquiring some more picks and future assets. So make sure you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think, how you'd rate this, and make sure you guys are like, subscribed, and comment so that you guys can get every notification when we do go live or when we do upload a video like this. So without further ado, let's get right into the mock draft. Are you tired of trying to find the best deals on tickets to your favorite events, concert, and games? Then SeatGeek is the answer. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. You can find the best deals thanks to their app and website showing you what prices are good and bad. And now you can use code PatriotsDrive for $20 off your purchase. So go ahead and get those tickets you've been eyeing because you don't want to miss out. Okay, guys, jumping right into this mock draft. Again, I talked about it. There's been a lot of rumors about the Patriots possibly looking to trade down. It's not the worst case scenario. I know Patriots are like, just stay put, grab a Jaden Daniels, Drake May, who's ever there at pick 3. I think the Patriots need to be smart about this one, okay? Because if they're not in love with a quarterback at pick 3, whoever it is, there is no need to push it. Most of the time, these guys don't pan out anyways. Now, that's not a reason to shy away from it, because if you really believe that you can develop a quarterback with Alex Van Pelt and who he's brought on staff, then you guys got to take a swing at it. But I don't think that the Patriots should be like, oh, we're being told we need to take a quarterback here, so let's do it. So there's also been rumors that two teams want to move up, and it's the Vikings at pick 11 and the Falcons at pick 8. So you guys can kind of see right here. I don't think the Patriots should go farther than pick 8, trade down farther than pick 8. Now, we did do a video the other day about Justin Jefferson being traded to the Patriots. Possibly that was a rumor by Colin Cowherd. Take it with a grain of salt, whatever you want. So if that were to be an option, then the Patriots could trade down to 11. I think they'd be fine. Here, the Patriots would be acquiring an extra first-round pick next year. They'd get a third this year and pick 145, which is a fifth-rounder this year. So you're getting two more picks this year. You're only moving down 5 spots. You can address some other issues, whether it's wide receiver or whether it's offensive tackle, and you're getting a future first-round pick. Now, how this lines up on the draft chart, trade value, pick 1's worth about 2,200 points. Pick 74 for the Falcons is another about 200, and then pick 145 is like 30. So you're going to be about 600 points short, but future first round picks are worth about 1,000 points. So you're getting way more value according to the draft chart. I tried trying to get a second round pick instead of a third. Mock Draft Simulator on PFF did not like that. So we acquire an extra third and an extra fifth, and we get that first rounder next year, which in my mind is going to be pretty high. I don't know if Atlanta adding a Drake May or Jaden Daniels is really going to make them that much better. So you're probably looking at still having a top 10 pick with your pick, and then maybe a top 15 pick with the Falcons one, depending on where they end up. So without further ado, the Patriots trading down to pick 8. I have them addressing another huge need, and that's offensive line. And I have them taking Taliese Fuaga. He is the right tackle out of Oregon State. Now, a lot of people are like, Jace, we don't need a right tackle. Okay, well, I get it. This guy can play left tackle, okay? At the Senior Bowl, he played both right and left. He was dominant on both sides. He was 6'5" and 7'8", so just under 6'6", 332 pounds. He had 33 and 3/8 inch arms, so he's over the threshold where people are like, ooh, he might bump into guard. Very athletic, gave up 0 sacks in 3 seasons at Oregon State. He had a 90.9 run blocking grade, which was the best in college football. This is a guy who is dominant in the run. You talk about Joe Alt, who's really polished on both sides, run and pass. Olu Fashanu, who has that high upside as pass blocking. Taliese Fuaga is able to explode out of his stance. He's good in the run game. He can dig out whoever he's blocking. Really strong frame, good hand placement whenever he does have to run. He's played over 1,500 snaps for Oregon State, so ton of experience right there too. In the Senior Bowl, when he got his hands on people, it was hard to beat. And he was really good in pass sets and pass pro. This could be a guy, and I don't think he'll go past Joe Alt, but there's been mock drafts in the last week or so after the Senior Bowl that have Taliese Fuaga being offensive tackle 1 off the board because of the upside he has, because of what he's shown in the pre-draft process so far. This is a guy that's getting a ton of hype. And like I said, I don't think I'd take him over Joe Alt, but this would not be a consolation prize in my mind. Him, Olufashanu, or Joe Alt would be franchise-altering left tackles, whoever you take, and they'd be able to protect whoever you have at quarterback. So Taliese Fuaga, round 1, pick 8 for the Patriots after a trade down, address the offensive issue or the offensive line issue, and get someone that can help protect who's ever at quarterback. That's going to lead me into my next pick, who is going to be a quarterback. Guys, Michael Penix Jr. probably has the least amount of steam right now. They're knocking him into the second round, saying him and Bo Nix are there. People are saying J.J. McCarthy is going to be quarterback 4 off the board after guys like Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams, obviously. So this could be a guy that falls, Michael Penix Jr. Now, I would take him over J.J. McCarthy. I can say that honestly. Now, J.J. McCarthy might have, oh, yeah, they're so intrigued because of his upside, but Michael Penix, he's probably the best pure passer of the ball. And yeah, the last 2 things he's shown with the Senior Bowl and the National Championship were a little bit disappointing. I'm not going to lie. Okay, but this guy led college football in passing yards this year, 4,900, or over 4,900 and 36 touchdowns. 4,900, there wasn't anyone within 500 passing yards of him. The dude just slung the ball everywhere. Deep balls, intermediate, so accurate. He had the most deep yards in college football at 1,787 yards, and he had the most big-time throws by 9. The next guy was Drake May with 34. Michael Penix had 43 big-time throws. So he's just very accurate. He can fit it in tight windows. He's the pocket passer the Patriots have wanted, but he has the ability to move around. Like, he's not going to run and take off, but he has the ability to move around. What was impressive about him, he measured at 6'2.5", which, not the biggest, but he had 10 3/8 inch hands. This guy has massive hands. He's able to grip the ball. He's able to sling it in there. He's very smart. He can identify blitzes and throw it on time. And he does have a better arm than Mac Jones. A lot of Patriots fans are sitting here like, holy crap, Jace, you're just describing Mac Jones. No, 1, he's a lefty. Just kidding. I mean, he is a lefty, but 1, he's smart. He's able to have pre-snap reads, and he's able to fit it in tight windows, which is kind of what Mac Jones had. But, Michael Penix Jr. needs a little bit more protection. I'm worried about Michael Penix getting taken by Seattle. The Seahawks just hired his OC in college, Ryan Grubb. He's a Washington guy, transferred there from Indiana. Do they just keep him home? Very much could. So maybe he won't make it out of the first round, but if he is there and the Patriots are able to acquire these 2 more picks, get a future first, and take Taliese Fuaga for the offensive line, I think you're already setting Michael Penix up to succeed. You maybe address wide receiver in the draft in later rounds, which I might do here, or you can do it in free agency, re-sign Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, guys like that. Talking about wide receiver, I have the Patriots drafting one of the biggest Senior Bowl standouts in my mind. That's Michigan wide receiver Roman Wilson, 5'10.5", 186. He had 789 yards and 12 touchdowns. The 12 touchdowns was the 9th most. And guys, this was a Michigan team who, I'm not going to say couldn't throw it, but what they didn't want to throw it. Like, they were a run-first team, and then they had Roman Wilson streaking down the middle of the field when they wanted to. He was always open on wide crossers. At the Senior Bowl, he was very impressive. Not a lot of guys could guard him. He has really good speed. He only had 1 drop all year. He had a 13.9 average depth of target in college football. I think this guy is someone that you could kind of compare to a Tyler Lockett. He can play both inside and outside, probably going to play a little bit of both in college. He was on Bruce Fieldman's freak list, saying that he was once the fastest man at the opening in high school. He was clocked at a 4.3740, so look for him to run blazing fast at the combine. I'm excited to watch that. He clocked at a 4.33 out of a 2-point stance this year, so a little bit different, not out of a 3-point stance. And then he ran a very, very fast 6.20 flat 3-cone drill that was only upstaged by one of his teammates, and that's very impressive. So I think Roman Wilson's going to test well. Maybe he tests so well because he already played good at the Senior Bowl that he's not going to be available for the Patriots in the 3rd round. But I think this would be a receiver that is able to stretch the field. He's able to have some position versatility. He's a tough dude. He has a leadership, very strong hands with only 1 drop last year. Not going to bring much yard after the catch for the Patriots, but he's very elusive. He's very good with those deep overs. Like I said, when Michigan was able to get J.J. McCarthy rolling out, play action pass, Roman Wilson always seemed to be open down the middle of the field, running a deep cross. So, if that's what Alex Van Pelt wants to do for the Patriots and find a guy that can just run away from defenders across the field, Roman Wilson's going to be a very good option for that and going to be probably high on the Patriots wish list. Patriots go a little bit of defense. Okay. Now I get it. We've taken 3 offensive guys in the first 3 picks, which is unheard of by the Patriots. So I want to get a little bit of a defensive mind in here. I think the Patriots need to address some front 7 needs, whether it's with a linebacker that's a little bit younger, they can develop, especially with this extra 3rd round pick, right? You're like, hey, let's get a guy that can come in and help with the run, is a good pass rusher also, and can maybe not be thrown right into the starting lineup for 1 year, but get some good rotation minutes and be able to develop. So I have them taking Dwayne Carter, 6'2.5", 308-pound defensive lineman out of Duke. He had 52 total pressures in 2022. That was 4th amongst interior defensive linemen. He had 8 sacks that year also, which was tied second with like guys like Taliese Fuaga, who we just saw dominate the end of the season this year for Tampa Bay. Really good run defender, really good play strength, lateral speed, really good out of his stance. He has 3 down potential. Like I just mentioned, I read the sack numbers and the pressure production. He needs to get a little more consistent with that because this year he wasn't like that. That's not where he was for Duke. So, getting a little bit more consistent, but you take a guy like this because you have a guy like Christian Barmore who can push the pocket, who can get to the passer, who can beat guards consistently. So you take a guy like Dwayne Carter, who's known for a little bit more of a heavy-handed guy that can play the run better and help Christian Barmore in a year down the road. And both those guys can be your main defensive tackles. And if they need to get pass rush, then they definitely can. So a little bit of beef on the front 7, maybe a guy that can be a future piece there with Christian Barmore helping out and terrorizing opposing offenses, whether it's in the run or the pass. Not last pick, but next pick is going to be the last wide receiver I take for the Patriots. We got Alabama transfer Javon Baker. Now he's at UCF, another Senior Bowl guy, 6'1" and 3/8, 208 pounds. Like I mentioned, transferred from Alabama this year. Guys, this guy might be one of the hidden gems, and getting him in the 4th round, he didn't do anything super wowing at the Senior Bowl. I don't want to say he wasn't good because he showed flashes, and this guy is kind of not really a one-trick pony, but he's very good at one thing in college football this year, and that was deep routes. He had 574 deep yards. That was the 8th most in college football. 15 deep catches was tied for 3rd. He was a 1,100-yard receiver. He had 21.9 yards per reception, which was the most in college football. And he was still able to have a good amount of deep catches, a little bit of a bigger frame at 6'1" and almost a half. He had 16 contested catches. He was 53% on those, right? He's actually a really good route runner, believe it or not. For that size and for the amount of times he was just throwing the ball deep down the field, really good route runner at most levels of the field, intermediate, short, long. Has a big catch radius, is able to track the deep ball really well. And what's crazy is I don't think he's that fast. I don't think he's going to run in the 4.3s, maybe mid 4.4s. I don't think he's going to blow anyone's speed off, but he just knows how to get open. He knows how to set up his routes. Similar to Ladd McConkey. I don't think he's as good of a route runner as Ladd McConkey, and he's more of a deep threat than he is. This guy's a former 5-star that went to Bama out of high school. He has talent. He has those things. Very good. He has a wide array of releases. He can do whichever he wants, inside, outside, a little slow, speed release, whatever. Good start and stop. The concern about him, he dropped 10% of his passes this year in college football. He had 6 drops on the year. That's a little bit of a concern, which it wasn't a concern at the Senior Bowl so much because you didn't see it kind of like you saw with Devontae Walker out of North Carolina. But that would be a little bit of a concern that you'd have to be able to say, hey, I know he can catch the ball, see how he catches it with guys like Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and them throwing it to him at the combine, see how he is able to catch the ball and track it because he can do it on deep balls, but you need to see a little bit more consistency watching it into his hands, being able to catch it like that. So moving on, this is the last offensive guy I'm going to take, and now we're sitting here, we've done 6 picks, and I've already taken 5 guys. Patriots fans are probably like, what the heck is going on? This is kind of crazy. I have the Patriots taking FCS running back Dylan Laube out of New Hampshire University. This guy was another Senior Bowl guy that was one of the big standouts at the running back position. Okay. He's only 5'9.5", 210 pounds, but this guy led college football, FCS and FBS in receptions for a running back. He had 708 receiving yards, 68 receptions, 7 receiving touchdowns. 708 yards after the catch, which led college football in the receiving category for running backs. He forced 23 missed tackles on receptions, and he was also a 1,200-yard rusher in 2022, and he recorded 15 total touchdowns. So is a guy that's dynamic. Yeah, he dominated at the FCS level in the pass game. We've been missing, like I said, a couple mock drafts ago, I took Oregon's running back, Bucky Irvine. I think that we've been missing a receiving threat like this for the Patriots out of the backfield really since James White left. And even if you re-sign Zeke, I don't know if he's that guy. Like he can catch the ball, but you can continuously put in Dylan Laube and let him be the third down pass catching back, and he can be dang good at it. You can have him line up outside. He's versatile. He has kick return value. He returned a couple kicks. You know, the Patriots will like that, even though they're getting back Marcus Jones from injury. He's just a little bit small at 5'9", but you don't shy away from that because what he does and how he did it at the FCS level was elite. I think he's able to replicate that in the NFL, and he's able to have a really good role for the Patriots and able to do some things with whoever is at quarterback and maybe make life easier for the quarterback, especially if it's Michael Penix here, a little easy on checkdowns, stuff like that. Last pick here, let me go with another defensive guy. You know the Patriots are going to want to take him. We'll see what happens with Kyle Duggar. I know the Patriots safeties are pretty set because you have guys like Adrian Phillips, Jabril Peppers, and then also you have who took last year, Marte Mapu. Right here, I have the Patriots taking Bo Brady. He's a safety out of Maryland. This guy's physical in the run game. He was 5'11" and 3/4, 208 year. He had 62 tackles his senior season this year, and then he had 19 run stops. Very good in the run, which I think the Patriots like to do because they like to have these big athletic guys that can play in the box. Kyle Duggar, Marte Mapu, good instincts, able to close. He's very physical. Gets a little bit lost with his eyes, and he's inconsistent on times at tackling, but he's a big physical safety that can come downhill, hit you in the mouth. He's not afraid to be physical with you. So I think this guy could be a fifth-round dude that comes in, probably going to add a ton of special teams value for the Patriots wherever they're playing him, and then able to, if Kyle Duggar's not re-signed, kind of spell a Marte Mapu, maybe fill Jabril Peppers' role in 2 years when he's off contract. So more of a depth piece as of right now, but a guy that could come in. You see safeties all the time that were taken in the late rounds. Jair Brown out of Penn State that was taken last year for the San Francisco 49ers, just made a huge interception in the Super Bowl and was playing for once Taliese Fuaga got hurt for the Niners. So you always see late round safeties. They're not valued. They're kind of like linebackers or running backs. They're not valued very much, but they can make a huge impact when they are on the field. So guys, make sure you guys grade this down below. Let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of rumors about the Patriots being one of the teams in the top 3 that might be willing to trade down. I get it. It's not the haul that you would think the Patriots would want to get, but honestly, getting a future first-round pick from a team like Atlanta and 2 extra picks in the 2024 draft is something that excites me. Now, if they could get a second-round pick, I would do that at 100% instead of a third. PFF Mock Draft Simulator said that wasn't likely. I did the things on the draft chart. It would be a stretch. It would be ideal, but it would be a stretch. So just moving down 5 spots and adding an extra 3rd and 5th round pick while taking Atlanta's first in 2025 would be a good option for the Patriots. So let me know down below your thoughts on the trade, the picks here. Maybe you guys are like, hey, I don't want Michael Penix. If we do this, let's just grab a receiver there and take a guy like Jacoby Brissett in free agency and let him be a bridge year. But make sure you guys let me know down below your thoughts. How you'd grade this draft. Again, like, subscribe, and comment down below so you guys can stay up to date. Use our code at both SeatGeek and Underdog. You can see in the top right on SeatGeek, it's Patriots Drive. On Underdog, it's just Pats Drive. You guys can use our code to save some money there, get a little bit of a discount. So appreciate all the support, and until next time, talk to you later.